Hello and welcome to the Senior Estate Concierge Show. This is a fantastic opportunity for you to get to know Bill Graff. He is the founder, the visionary, the person who put this all together from scratch. And so this is a great opportunity for all of us to understand why he did it and what his future vision is. Hi, Bill. How are you today?
I'm very good, Marion. How are you?
Oh, good. And I know that for the next couple of months, we're going to be talking about, aging in place. And to me, that's very important. So let's start there. Tell me, Bill, why did you start this whole concept and when?
Okay, sure. So the senior estate concierge concept came up from my real estate transactions. So I'm a real estate agent and broker for the
Okay.
last 12 years, and
Okay.
I am a seniors real estate specialist or an SRES. And in the past, I was helping some clients through a transaction where they were moving their mom and dad into assisted living, or a couple occasions, mom and dad passed away, and they were just selling the real estate. They also needed help with other services. So,
Like what kind of services did
well,
they
they
need
need
help with?
well. So in the example of them needing to move mom and dad into assisted living, they needed assisted living locations. They needed financial help. They needed some legal help to make sure mom and dad's legal documents were all in place. They needed to sell the real estate, which is why I was there. But they also needed to clear the contents out of the house. They needed
Ooh,
to,
that's a big job.
I mean, it
Oh,
was just all these things that they had to do. And they were all working adults. So they all had jobs. They were mostly were in town, which was a good thing, but they were still very busy working adults. And one of my clients came to me and said, it'd be nice to have just one place, an all-in-one stop shop that we could call and get these services from people that we could trust and that were already vetted and ready to go. We didn't. I mean, there's all kinds of resources out there on the website, right, on the web and internet. Um,
but who do you trust?
but
That's
who
right.
do you trust? And then
That's,
you
I
got
heard that trust.
right,
It's like, ooh,
right,
the
yeah,
elderly, there's certain people that are out there specifically to get them, to take advantage of
exactly,
them. So
right.
thank you for saying that word trust.
It's one of the major things, right?
Mhm.
It takes so much time to not only locate the proper services and then whittle it down to who do you think you can trust. Then you got to vet them. Then you got to interview them. You got to make sure that they're trustworthy. You got to do background checks, all these things. So the idea of this was to provide an all-in-one stop shop for all different types of senior services and vet the folks that are in the organization and make sure that they are trusted and they're on the mission. They buy into our mission and understand what we're all about. And that is being a resource and solutions first, more than anything.
Okay. Um, I I would like to know a little bit more about why you went from thinking, oh, that would be a great idea if we could have, all these people that we could trust. But how did you get started with this business? I mean, how did you go from a thought to actually making it happen?
Hmm. Well, great question. And it's I think it's a good story.
Good.
um, I sat on the idea for probably 3 or 4 years and just thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. Do I start a whole business? Or how do I go about doing this? And I talked to a lot of people about it and they all thought it was a great idea. But again, how do I do this? Do I just sink a bunch of money and start a company that they have no idea whether it's going to go anywhere? Well, even though I do not call this a networking group, I have done a lot of business networking in the past. And so I took some of the business networking skills that I learned and I thought, well, I'm just going to start this as a semi networking group, but with the mission of being resource and solutions first. And so I started off with nine business owners that I know. They weren't all in the seniors arena, but some of them were. And we started with 9 people. And I gave them my mission. I gave them my vision. I told them what I really wanted to do and to help people, to help seniors and families. and it's just grown from there organically, just from the members that came in the first time, started spreading the word to other very good service providers that they know, and it has just grown. So we started in February of 2019 with 9 people, 9 companies, and now we're at around 40, and very good service providers in all different categories.
Can you describe some of the services and the providers and what they do for you, what they do for your clients and the people that need help?
Well, sure. So we have, again, we have all different types and different categories. Anything from geriatric care, from downsizing and organizing. So if we look at a broader scale, let's say, we have aging in place for those seniors that want to stay at home and age in place, or you have aging in a senior facility or community of some type. Or you have those that maybe passed away and they need other types of services. So when it comes to aging in place, there are companion in-home care, there's nursing in-home care or private care, there's mobility. So seniors need to be able to get around their homes safely. So there's mobility experts that help make sure that the home is safe. There's also contractors that can redesign a home interior so that it fits to a senior's whatever their needs are.
It's funny you should mention that today, because I was just this weekend, we were looking for a place for a senior that needs to move. And the new homes, the bathroom, I could barely fit through the bathroom door myself. How are you going to fit a wheelchair or a walker? I thought we're going to have to have somebody come in and just take out half the wall here. I couldn't believe how small they made it.
Right. That's a very good example, Marion. Very good example. Another example is the step-in showers or the big whirlpool tubs. Seniors can't get in and out of those. So maybe you put in a walk-in tub, or you put in a shower that doesn't have a step on it. That's just you can wheel a wheelchair into it. So there's even in the kitchen, there's designs where you move the microwave down below the countertop, or even lower the countertops. So there's a lot of different things that need to be taken into consideration. So that's what we do. That's what some of the members do. Even from the financial standpoint, how are we going to afford in-home care? Okay, there's things like reverse mortgages. If the situation is correct, it's a good thing to do. So we have reverse mortgage folks that can work with the financial planners and the estate planners all together as a team to come up with good solutions on how to pay for in-home care. And then the estate planners and the elder law attorneys can make sure that they're taken care of later down the road. So that's
you have quite the vision here, Bill. And the reason I say that is I used to work for a place called A Place for Mom. And it was for Dad too, of course, but that was the name of it. And if you would call them, they offered one service. And you could probably trust the people that worked there, and they had to go through maybe a background check or whatever, but it was only one service to help you find a place. What you're offering here is a place where they can go, where everyone that offers a senior service that supports not only the senior but the family is all in one place, your website.
Right. That's exactly the concept. And the members in the organization understand that it's a team effort. So a lot of times the customers that we service don't always come from the website. I mean, occasionally they do. It's still new, but most of them come from the service providers. They have a client that they're helping maybe through legal issues or funeral cost or hospice care. Well, they need XYZ other services, and the members know that they can go to those other service providers and trust them to take good care of their clients. And so that's really how we become a good team. And the referrals out to other service providers are going on all the time. And
Bill, if somebody is watching this show today, maybe somebody sent them the link and watched our show, or they just happened upon it, because we are live on LinkedIn, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook and the group. Can you tell us what is their process? Can you say, okay, if you have a need for one of your family members or for yourself, what is the process they go through?
Okay. Well, sure. If they call me, because right now I'm the main contact, or any other service providers, if they are already working with one of them, it really comes down to an interview, and let's see where you're at. What is it that you need? There's no sales pitch. It's just, let's talk about what you need, and then who we have in the organization that can help you. And if we don't have someone in the organization, I'm sure that one of the providers will be able to find somebody outside the organization. So it's really just it's an easy, free, call us. Let's see how we can help you. We'll get you connected up with some great service providers, and then you just take it from there. The service provider will talk to you. Same thing. It's a consultation. Where are you? What do you need? And then who else do we have that can help you?
Okay, and I see that your phone number and your email address is prominently located on your website on the Contact Us page. And I'm going to put it down below here so that everybody can see it, and they can contact you during the show, after the show. It doesn't matter. If you have a need, or you think you might have a need in the future, you might want to jot this phone number down and put it on your refrigerator, because you don't want to have to go scrambling around for it. What was the name of that program again? Who was that guy? Bill? You want to be able to have it, because if case of a fall, this just happened to my friend who takes care of a lady. She got a call in the middle of the night. She fell and she couldn't reach the phone, and her neighbor was checking on her, and the next thing you know, she'd been on the floor with a broken pelvic bone for 12 hours. So emergency, they had to be called, they had to go to the hospital. Then they ended up in the rehab. Well, guess what? When she goes home, what's she going to do? So this is the phone number that you're going to want to have. Okay, so I'm going to put it up here on the screen right now: 713 594 5448, and that is directly to you, right, Bill?
That is correct.
Okay.
Right.
So if you didn't get it here, you can go to the website and get it. Now, we do have somebody in the audience who has a question. So let's see what Louise Dewey says. How can others help you spread the word about your services to the people who really need it? Good question. Thank you, Lady Lou.
Very good question. That's a great point. You can share the website. You can share the Facebook page is still in a development, but it's there. Just let them know. And we do have some flyers if somebody would like some flyers to pass out to their friends and family, and just have them give me a call or send me an email, and I will do my best to follow up as quickly as possible. But
Oh, well, how about you wanting to get on Channel 2 or Channel 13? Maybe you could help us get on a television station here in the Houston area. Now, that brings up a big point. Bill, I know that this needs to spread out all over the country. So tell us your future plans.
Well, if it continues to go in the way it is, we have some companies that want to start a group in Dallas and one in Chicago. And so really the future is we'll just expand as far as we can as far as it's needed, really. That's what it's all about.
It's needed everywhere, yes.
As long as the need is there and people see the value of calling one source like this that they can trust, then great. We'll expand it as quickly and as far as we can.
Okay, that brings up my next question. If someone wanted to start a chapter in their city, how would you want them to contact you or start the process?
Great question. Just give me a call and I'll interview them. talk about a little bit about where they are, what they do, what service they provide. Make sure that with all the members, and I'll back up a little bit. It is a membership organization, and the reason being, we want all the members or the service providers to buy into, if you will, quote unquote, buy into the mission and the vision. So if anybody wanted to start a new group, at this moment, it's really me to start it, but I would train them on how to start it, what they need to do, and really, it's not monetarily intensive. It's a little bit labor intensive. You got to be able to connect with people and share the vision, share the mission, and really make sure that you have good, caring, trusted providers in the group. That's the biggest part of it for me. What I have found is that most of the service providers that have come in through other service provider connections is that they all have a story. They all have been through some type of elder care situation, if you will. And that's why they got into the business, because they have experienced it. And now that they're in this organization, they really understand it, and they're there to help more than anything. Does that help you? So,
Yes, I do believe that if somebody really wanted to start this in their own city, that we would be there immediately to help them, because it is needed. And I think that the different services that are drawn to this program, and I'll call it a program, it's a group, a program, I think the people that are drawn to it, like you said, have been through some kind of situation where it was needed. Just like I know that you know this, I used to work for visiting nurses, and the needs are way beyond what a nurse can do. They're way beyond what a Medicare insurance agent can handle. It's way beyond any of that. And so you have to have a vision. So I do have an experience with your company, in that I had a friend who was coming out of rehab, and she needed meals. She needed someone to help her with a bath. She needed physical therapy. She needed occupational therapy. There were all these different things that she needed. And where was I going to go? Well, one of your service members was there to say, here's how I can help. I can help you get a qualified company to come in and do the PT and the home health, and here's a number to Meals on Wheels. I mean, it was like a gift.
yeah.
It was so wonderful. And that's the kind of service that your service providers are offering. But here's the best part. They called to check up to make sure that we got everything we needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a very fundamental part of the process as we go forward and we grow, is having a client care coordinator or customer care coordinator to make sure that they follow up and make sure the family has been taken well care of. So it's not just, hey, here's this person or this company. Thank you very much for calling. We'll see you later. No, we want to make sure that they are taken care of and that they're 100% completely satisfied.
Yes.
And again, there's no charge for our service to call the Senior Estate Concierge. There's no charge for that. You just call, have a consultation, and then whatever the service providers charge, that's their business. But we don't charge anything for that. Okay.
Now that is amazing. How can you do that for free?
Well, again, it's really just through the membership of the service providers, and that's why, we have to have service providers that really understand and buy into the mission, and they will pay to be part of the organization of good quality, trusted service providers that they can refer out to their clients, and that's why it's so important.
Bill, I have a question for you, and I know that I already know the answer to it, but I want you to explain anyway. You talked about on a previous show about a book that you recommend.
Yes.
How to Say It to Seniors. Can you tell us about why you recommend this book?
Sure. And this was actually presented to me at a Seniors Real Estate Institute course that I took. And the teacher was recommended we look at this book and read it. And I'll tell you, it helped me more than anything when my father was ill and dying, and to really understand his mindset and where he's coming from. It just helped me immensely. Even the first few chapters of the book where it talks about, and I'm summarizing and paraphrasing, but it talks about basically understanding that seniors are losing some of their control and they want to leave a legacy. And now the control is a big thing, right? Here's their life now, and they're having to be dependent on other people instead of themselves in a lot of cases.
They don't like it.
They don't like it. It's frustrating for them. It's very frustrating. And they may lash out or some way, try to, they're going to lash out sometimes, and because they're frustrated, they just don't understand it and they don't like it. And so when my father was in that condition, it really helped me understand, because he would get a little frustrated and he'd lash out a little bit. Bless his heart. He's a good man, but it helped me understand why. It wasn't me. And that a lot of times caregivers take that from a personal standpoint.
Yes. Now, I do have a personal experience with this. My grandmother, we tried to take her keys away. And of course, it was really my poor dad, who had to do it. It was his mother. And she just wasn't having it. She ended up running over a gentleman on a motorcycle, and he was paralyzed from the waist down. If he would have had this book before that, maybe we could have saved this poor woman. The person on the motorcycle, we could have saved his legs.
Right.
It sometimes takes guts to talk to your seniors, to talk to your family, to talk to the people. It really does. It takes guts, and maybe this book can help.
Yeah, and the book really does go into a lot of dialogue and how you say things, because that's obviously the title. So it really helps just to understand what kind of dialogue are you going to go with, use with this person, because you want to make sure that they still have a sense of control or sense of legacy or whatever their situation is, without being too hard on them and being controlling in their life, right? So it's to me, it was a very valuable book, and I would highly recommend it. Yeah.
Well, I heard you, like I said, on another program mention it, and I went to look it up because I remember, my family's reaction to this poor young man who got run over, and it's sometimes we just have to get tough with our seniors and let them know you can't see well enough to drive anymore, and
it's a
talk to them.
Yes, talk to them and read the book and understand how to talk to them, right?
Right.
What kind of words you use and how you say things, and tone of your voice and other things can make a big difference. So
I love on your website you have your mission statements set up, and I love it. I want to read it just a little bit. Is to bridge the gaps in the senior services industry and provide a highly compassionate, trusted, and caring team of professional solution providers and resources for seniors and their families. So I have experienced this already. I've talked to some of the members. I have experienced your services, and I can tell you that this is so needed. I will do just about anything to help everyone get this information so that they can get what they need, because the service providers that are in your group already are fantastic. And I know that when people start hearing about this, they're going to want to join. What is the process for a senior provider, a provider of services for seniors to go through? Do you do background checks? Do you interview them? I thought you said you interview them. Tell us a little bit about that. How can we trust them? What's the
good question. And it's very important. That's a critical part of the process for me. I get a lot of calls, really almost daily. I get somebody referring us a service provider to the group, which is great. I love it. I will do an interview with them, explain what we're all about, explain why we are here, what we are not. We're not a business networking group. We will do networking, but our primary mission is not to be a networking group. Our primary mission is to be a solution provider and help people. So I'll make sure that they understand that. There's so many business networking groups out there. A lot of people just want to network for more business, and that's just not the goal. So I want to make sure, first and foremost, they understand what we're about, that we are a mission-driven organization, and then after we have that interview, there is a background check that we do, make sure that they're licensed and vetted. Background checks are clear, and 99% of the time they are, because they've already been probably vetted in the business or industry that they're in. But we do that, and then after we've done that, if they want to join, then they're more than happy to join. Yeah. But really, first and foremost is the interview that I do with them. I want to make sure, and most of the time I can hear it in their voice. I can sense it, that they understand that they really do want to join, because they want to join a good quality organization.
Yes. I remember going to a business networking group, and this gentleman had been there twice, I think, and I overheard him saying to the person next to them, I've been here twice and no one has given me a referral yet. And I thought, oh my goodness, see, there are just certain people you don't want in your group, let me tell you.
Right.
It's not about that. It's about giving first.
As Zig Ziglar says, if you know Zig Ziglar, if you help enough other people get everything, help enough people get what they need, you'll get everything you need in life, or something like that. But
that's right.
I think it's a great quote, because really that's what we're about, is helping. And
yes.
It'll come back. I've had service providers that have been in the organizations almost from the beginning. One of the gentlemen told me, he says, "Bill, I'm so busy. I've got more business I know what to do with." I said, "Well, really, what'd you do to make, how'd you get more business?" He says, "Just being in the Senior Estate Concierge helped me so much, because I have all these good quality, trusted service providers now that they connect with me and they ask me for help, or clients for help." So, that's great to hear. But again, I always have to stress, that's not our primary mission. Our primary mission is not just a network, but it will happen. You have to network with each other. You have to have that relationship with the other service providers and be able to trust them.
Yes. Well, Bill, we're coming to the end of the show, and I want to give you the opportunity to tell us one last thing that is really near and dear to your heart. What is it that you want us to know about the Senior Estate Concierge group that you have built, that you're building, that you're forming, that you're really passionate about?
I think first and foremost is that we are here to help. And that's what we are about. We're about helping. It's free, and it's not even about the money. It's just about helping. If you're in a situation, there's two different types of situations. There's the crisis situation where people didn't plan and now you're reactive and you need something right away. We're here to help. There's the planning side, the proactive side. You have planning for the future on the screen, and that's the other side of this. There's the whole side where people are very reactive. All of a sudden there's a crisis, mom or dad fell, or something happened, a big change, and they're not prepared. And then there's the other side of being prepared, pre-planning. There's a lot of pre-planning services that we can offer. So bottom line, we're here to help, and that's what we want to do.
Oh, we do have somebody else in the audience, and they say, "Nice show." Oh, thank you very much, from Office in America, the support team. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Bill, it has been a pleasure talking with you today and going over all the wonderful opportunities that people have for resources for the seniors and their families. I wish you the best of luck. And for you that are watching this, I want you to be able to share this. I want you to I know you have friends and family and neighbors who need this service, so please share it out with them. And we're here every single week, every Tuesday at 11 o'clock Central Time. So come back in when we're live and ask your questions. We're going to be having lots of guests on. Bill will be interviewing all the members that give services, and we're talking about aging in place. So I think that's really important.
It is. It is for a lot of
Yes.
folks. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Marion. I appreciate your time. And it was
Thank you.
enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye-bye.